Guys, so today I want to talk about how having a unfortunate upbringing as a child has shaped my identity into a interesting one. So if I could give a brief story of my life, I came back to Korea around 12, and around 13 to 14 and 15, I couldn't really fit into school in Korea. And I was like the odd one out. I was smart, but I wasn't smart enough to transcend my ideas in the form of language, right? So if the dimension of your thoughts is this much and the dimension of your language is this much, it's going to get compiled into like a zip file, right? And if the other person cannot encode that, it's going to be like when you open a file that in a wrong format, it kind of fucks up. So I was like a fucked up file for the friends that I had at that time. So I was the odd one out. I was bullied. I can talk about what they did, but I think that's a waste of time. So basically, I was bullied. I had no friends and all that. And I was very poor. And yeah, that's what I was. And then at the same time, I was born a very sensitive, loving person. So what that means is I was very interested in people, and when I would walk, I would also be scared, but at the same time sensitive about outer sources. So I would be very, very sensitive of any sensory things that were happening around me. And yeah, but in Korea, if you live that way, it's very, very painful. So I developed a thick skin around me as a shield that I could protect my inner self. And as time went by, that shell kind of deteriorated, or let me find the word. It distorted. Yeah, it distorted the view of the world that I should have. So, for instance, it was extremely distorted in terms of people, especially. So how it I would come to uni, and then a guy would say or do something out of just like he had no hidden intention, but because if you imagine a stray dog that's been badly treated when it was young, and you try to pet him, he kind of freaks out. I was like that, so I would believe some bullshit like he's doing this because of that, but in reality he was just being him. Like he had no intention like that. But because I had a distorted view about people, especially Korean people, that was the type of person I was. So I developed a thick shield. So up until this, I think maybe October or September, I had absolutely no friends, and the friends that I had, I would say more acquaintance. They would also say that it feels as if there's a very thick wall in between you and I. I was surprised that they even said that to me, but yeah, they did say that. And then I was very, very lucky enough to. So I'm in the best university in Korea. So I'm in Seoul National University College of Medicine. I was 0.0004% academically. So after I came to uni, I had very smart friends around me. Some guys were mathematical Olympians, like world champions. Like they were the national representative of math. And some guy, finished calculus at 12. Some guy, like they're fucking geniuses. So I met really smart people who were, you remember, like the dimension of my thought would be here and the dimension of my word would be here. But I never actually had a person that I held a conversation who had a bigger dimension in thoughts than me. And after coming here, I met people who were able to think in a higher dimension than mine, which was mind breaking. So I would have a problem, and they would come up with a solution or a a viewpoint about that completely explains the situation, but at the same time I've never thought about. So to me, that's a genius. That's a definition of a genius and a truly creative person. So I've met truly creative, genius people. And then I was also very, very lucky enough that they didn't ditch me and stay around. So I first met them like 2-3 years ago. And I was very weird. I was inhumane, very rude. And I was just a overall shit person. But and a normal person would, when they meet me, you know, like they just say like, what a dick, and they just fucking move on, right? And luckily enough, they didn't. So these friends stayed next to me, and they've slowly I wouldn't say cured, but you remember I said distorted view about the world? They slowly fixed this distortion in my lens. And they waited for that. They waited for me to become a good, healthy person. And now I am. And how does it go back to me being a interesting character? So I was a very, very caring, sensitive person who pretended to not be. You know those guys in the hood, right? You know, those guys in the hood who like act tough and all that. I was that. This thick persona. But you don't really need to pretend to be strong if you're strong, right? So girls like soft-spoken people. Why? And I believe that soft-spoken people they like it because it implies real power. You don't need to be seen strong if you are strong, right? So as time went by, I got money. I'm not rich, but you know, I got money. I'm not poor enough. Like I was very, very poor. I'm not like poor like I used to be when I grew up. I now have some friends. I go to the best university in Korea. I got a good physique. Now I know how to talk to people. And as I acquired those skills, I became stronger, actually stronger, right? And as I did so, plus my friends fixing the distortion in my lens about the world, I actually became a good, strong person. So I no longer need to portray this ego or like this image that I beforehand had to portray. But I believe that any experience you had in life ingrains something in your face. You know those guys who went to like extremely, extremely stressful situations? When you look in their eyes, it feels different. Like, or when you shake someone's hands and you just know he went through some shit, right? Or like, it doesn't need to be shit. Like, it could be something really nice. I'm just saying that the experience and the life you've went through engraves something in your skin. And I think people can kind of feel that in me. So I when I go to these events where I meet just random people, and later on they always say something like, "Oh, I thought you'd be really mean. Oh, I thought you'd be something. I thought you'd be, you know, something." But like, yeah. So I managed to make a stressful and protective and violent outer shell, but have something very pretty inside. So I think I think that kind of helped. That kind of made me a interesting person. And the reason I'm saying this is is I just want to say that if you're going through shit, okay, so before that, I believe 4 things in Christianity. So first, love, and 2 is don't look at women as sexual objects, and 3 is fear not, and 4th is everything is good because it's God's plan. I think this is the perfect case for God's plan, because the shit that I went through is at the time I was suicidal, but you know, it was God's plan. It was God's plan to make the person I am. He decided to be so. He decided that my life shall be this way so that the character I am would be made. I wouldn't be me if that shit didn't happen, right? I wouldn't be me if I hadn't met the friends that I had. I wouldn't be me if, you know, I didn't have that one girlfriend that I treated like shit. You know, like the things that happened in my life are all meant to be so that I could be me. And with that belief, I live my life. So I just want to say that that if you're going through shit, it's God's plan. It's God's plan, and I'm telling you, it's going to make you. It's for the stories. It's for the stories, and it's completely God's plan, and it's meant to be. It's meant to be. You know? Yeah, that's all I wanted to share. And yeah, and once again, I don't lie. I'm here. If you have anything curious, you can comment down below. And I'm 100% sure that not much people are gonna watch this, but I love you if you're watching it, you know? So yeah, it do turn out good. I go to the best school, you know. If I told my younger self, you know, that fucking short, skinny bitch, that, you know, you're gonna fucking, I wouldn't have even believed it. But yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah, look at the view. That's where I live. I have a red cross over there. That's me. Thank you guys for watching. This is a diary and also a message towards the world that needs it. So, thanks.